All right, everyone. Welcome to our team call. It is August 20th, and our special guest tonight is Jon Raynes from corporate. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I met Jon, and I'll bring him on and have him share his story with you. But for those of you that don't know, he is a key part of all of the fabulous incentives that Isagenix offers us. And him and his team come up with these great incentives, and they just get the field completely fired up. And I've gotten to be on several different trips with him, and I've gotten to know him and his beautiful wife. And when I found out that essential oils were coming, I contacted him immediately and asked him to be on a team call with us, because him and his wife actually built a business like us with oils. So he's a wealth of knowledge, and I'm so excited for you to hear from him tonight. So he has been in network marketing for over 16 years and in essential oils for over 9 years. And I told you, built a successful six-figure income with his wife. So what I'm excited about tonight is not so much sharing with you guys the basics of what oils do what for you, because there's been so much awesome training that corporate's already provided on that. And we've had some great trainings right within our product page. But I really want to hear from Jon on how he feels bringing the Essence line and these oils can help you in your business. So I'm so grateful for you for being here tonight, Jon. Welcome to our team call, and thank you for giving up your time to be here.
Well, thank you, Cindy. I really appreciate you inviting me on. And just so everyone knows, I got a lot of love for Cindy. When I first started with Isagenix, Cindy was so nice to me and made me feel so special as I was starting with Isagenix. So you got a special place in my heart, Cindy. You and your husband, you're amazing. And my wife, sadly, I wanted to have her with us tonight, but she's got football with the boys tonight.
Oh.
So we'll miss them.
Well, we'll get her on another one.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, we want to hear from her too. But let's start. If you could share just a little bit about your story, Jon, on how Isagenix found you, how you landed here, and a little bit about your background.
Yeah. So I've been in network marketing for about 16 years. And again, oils for a little over 9 years. So almost a decade I've been in oils specifically. And I love essential oils, but I'll be honest, from where I came in network marketing, when I first started into oils, I thought these are way too complicated. There's too much to learn. I don't know how this would ever duplicate, right? That was my initial response to oils. And then I started using oils and found that I really liked them. Now, I've been on the corporate side. I was over Canada and the Western US for Young Living for several years. And then I was over the US for doTERRA. So I know both of those companies and their products inside and out. I later started with a company that was starting a division, an entire division of oils. And so I started and built a business with that company, and they made some decisions that went, a different way than I wanted to go. And so I ended up selling that essential oil business. And we had made six figures each year in that business, but it wasn't going to get me where I wanted to go. Now, I think a lot of you might have some similarities here. I have a fear, and I hope you don't mind. I get a little vulnerable, Cindy, and tell you all my biggest fear, which is mediocrity. My biggest fear is mediocrity. And some of you might agree that that is also your fear, and I knew that it wasn't going to take me where I wanted to go. So I sold that business and was looking for my next adventure. And Doug Jensen and I are friends. We've been friends for a while and worked together previously. And Doug is like, you've got to see what we're doing at Isagenix. And so that's what led me to Isagenix, and my position is the director of sales strategy for Isagenix. So I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been on the corporate side of the fence, and I have built a business as well. So I really try in everything that I do to create simplicity and value for you. So the things we're going to be talking about tonight, I promise you, are going to be of value to you. And I've been working on some insights and some ideas to help to make this really valuable to you. Now, oils are phenomenal. Absolutely amazing. I love oils. I use oils every single day, and oils will not replace nutrition. There's no amount of oil that I can rub on myself, that I can rub on my feet, that I can inhale, that I can drink, that I can take. No oil will replace great nutrition. It just won't happen, right? So that's the foundation of the business, is always going to be nutrition. And that's very, very important. So we will talk about oils, but I want you to know, keep doing what you're doing. and allow oils to be something that will increase and improve your business and add an extra dimension to it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we've been talking about that too with our leaders, how we really want to reach out to all of our existing customers and not feel the need to go after other people who have successful oil businesses, because we are nutrition first, and this only enhances what we have to offer. And I was part of the series of polls that they figured out 65% of our customers already use oils, and I'm one of them. I've been using them for over 8 years, and I absolutely love them. So this is something that got me super fired up, and we've got a lot of people on our team that are really big oil users. So again, why don't we start off with, where do you feel everyone should go for their education on oils? Let's start with that, because I didn't want to spend the time educating on oils tonight with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So there is so much education on oils that is available that it is overwhelming. So I'll be honest with you. I've been in oils for a long time. I've read all the books. I've got many books on oils, and I've done a lot of research, and I will tell you, it will overwhelm you and it'll overwhelm your customers. So don't dive into the big books. Don't do it. It's not worth it, because what happens is when people have that much content, that much information that they feel they need to know, then they feel they can't use oil. So it actually works against itself. This is the booklet I would use, right? Who here has gotten your oils, right? You've got your oils. Okay, so this is the booklet that you need. This is the booklet, right? This is it. And when people say, well, and thank you, yes, Cindy, you've got it as well, the toolkit. Who here has downloaded the toolkit? I see some hands up. If you haven't downloaded the toolkit, you need to do that as well, because this is going to simplify it for you more than anyone else. Now, oils can be confusing, they can be intimidating, and there is nothing more intimidating than a big book that someone hands you and says, this is all you need to know, this is your oil Bible. Well, the truth is you don't need that. There has been a lot of companies that are out there that I've been with previously where they really did complicate it more than they need to. Oils are very simple to use. They're very easy to use if you just follow a few little quick tips, right? So let your training be this and experience, right? One of the best things you can do is have some experiences with the oils, so you can say, yeah, I've tried this oil. This is how I use it. When you train on the oils, you can say, this is the oil I love, and this is how I use it. That's as difficult as it needs to be. Now, when it comes to the using of the oils, just experiment. Just try it out and use a little less than you think you need at the beginning, okay? Just use a little less than you think you need.
Travis Ogden's story of the peppermint oil on his belly, for those of you that didn't hear that, I hope you can find the recording. That was hysterical. You can definitely overuse these pure oils. So awesome. Okay, so the toolkit, if you guys have not downloaded this, I will provide you with a link when I post this recording for sure. So let's talk about, I kind of feel like what you just said is exactly the same as, when we get someone started on the products, we don't want to go into great detail about the ashwagandha and the ionic supreme and the black strap molasses and all of those things, because we don't want to overwhelm our clients. So it's the same exact thing with our oil line. So let's talk about, Jon, how do you feel we should be promoting the oils? Like, what do you think we could be doing to promote the oils within our already existing client base?
That's a phenomenal question. So like you'd said, Cindy, 65% of our customers are using oils currently. So a lot of them have got oils that they're using, and they're open to using the oils. Now the way that we positioned our oils, I find, is pretty genius. Now, I'm not going to talk about it yet, but I will in just a little bit talk about comparison, because you will have your customers say, I'm currently buying my oil from this company. How do you compare? I'll talk about that in a second. But what I want you to know is we've set our oils at a phenomenal standard, and we are priced below Young Living and doTERRA, right? So those are the two most common that people have. And so if they're into oils, those are probably some of the oil companies that they're buying it from. And we've priced ourselves lower than them. Now, if they're buying their nutrition, their meals, right? These are premium meals that they're buying from you, that they're getting with Isogenics. It's easier for them then to add these oils to their order, because it's going to be less expensive, and they're going to have all the oils that they're going to need, right? And they're not going to have to pay extra shipping or anything else for it. So it makes it much easier for your customers to use our oils, and they're going to save money at the same time. Now, I want to talk just briefly about the question you will get when you reach out to your customers and say, do you use oils yourself? Are you using oils? And you'll have customers that'll say no, but I'm interested. You'll have some customers that say no, and I'm not interested. And you'll have customers that say yes, and I love them, right? So this is what will happen is if they've used oils previously, they'll say, how do you compare to this company or to that company? And that is a very common question. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about what happens in those companies so you understand how I'm going to recommend that you talk about our quality. Now, there are other companies now that have their grades that they've created. Now, there's Young Living has therapeutic grade, and doTERRA has certified pure therapeutic grade. Now, I want to explain this because the FDA does not have essential oil grades. There's no government regulatory agency in US or Canada or anywhere that's saying, you have now hit this level of quality, and so now because you've hit this level of quality, you are now therapeutic grade, or you are now super pure, amazing grade. No, there is no grade, right? So therapeutic grade is marketing. It's a trademark. Now, I find that grades have a value and that it helps people to understand that there is a value to these oils. But I want you to know that therapeutic grade is something that was created by the company. It's not a standard outside of the company, okay? So then if you know the history of oils, you know that Young Living started and a bunch of their executives actually broke off and created a competing company called doTERRA. And when they started, they wanted to create their grade. And so the grade that they created is certified pure therapeutic grade. Because compared to therapeutic grade, certified pure therapeutic grade sounds better, right? Doesn't it?
It does.
It sounds better, but it's not FDA approved. This isn't something that was created and the government's come in and said, wow, you've hit this level, this standard, so now you are certified pure therapeutic grade. No, that's what the company decided to say about themselves, okay? So when people are going to talk, when you're talking to people, a lot of them have been told, whether it's the seed to seal, the therapeutic grade, the certified pure therapeutic grade, or the triple amazing grade, intergalactic super grade, it doesn't mean much, okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. It doesn't mean much. Now, it does indicate that there's a value there, but it's something that was created by the company, okay, by the company themselves, right? So this is what we've done, and this is what I think is really powerful. What we've done is we've stood by our no compromise quality standard. Now, we all know the no compromise quality standard because it means no compromise. Now, what we've done is kind of ended the conversation. And this is what we've done. We've tested all the oils that are out there, whether it's in our industry or not. And we have tested the oils that we've purchased, the oils that we're buying, the oils that we have. And we show that they meet or exceed the level of efficacy, potency, and purity of the major companies that are out there. So does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Instead of getting into a fight like, well, ours is therapeutic grade, and ours is certified pure therapeutic grade, and ours is intergalactic, the best grade ever, triple diamond grade. It's made up. Our grade is we meet or exceed the others that are out there. We are as effective, if not more effective than the others that are out there. So as people say to you, well, the company that I use currently is this therapeutic grade, or their seed to seal, or their certified pure therapeutic grade, whatever it might be excited for them. That's great. That's wonderful. That's awesome. That's a great thing. Now, our oils meet or exceed that standard. That's it. That's how it works, right? That's how it works. Now, I want to break down what oils are just briefly so you understand, because there's a lot of mysticism about what oils are, and this will make even more sense as I get into it. Now, oils are much more like a protein shake than you realize. Now, what makes up like the perfect shake? It's got the right amount of proteins in it. It's got the right amount of carbohydrates in it. It's got minerals. It's got enzymes in it. It's got everything that you need in it to make it a phenomenal shake, right? It's a meal, right? Now, oils are the same. An oil is not just lemon oil. An oil has different naturally occurring compounds that are in it. Now, these compounds, like for instance, lemon oil has a lot of D-limonene in it, which is a naturally occurring compound. And we know if we have enough of D-limonene in it, that it will be most likely to give you a beneficial effect, right? Because that's what gives you the effect. The same way, if when you have a great shake, if it has enough protein in it, enough carbohydrates in it, enough enzymes in it, it's got enough of those pieces in it, it's going to make it a much better meal, correct? So if someone comes to you and says, listen, I've got this great shake you should try. I really love this shake. It's got 9 grams of protein, this shake does, and it's got 102 grams of carbohydrates in it. Are you going to feel like that is a good shake for you? This is of no, it's not, right? So what we've done then, if you think about it like a shake, you think about it that there's different compounds in it. There's different pieces that make up a shake, a great shake. There's different compounds and different pieces that make up a great oil, right? And so we've gone in there and we've looked and seen which ingredients are in there, naturally occurring ingredients that just comes with the oil, which are in there and in which amounts are in there. We can then look and see, comparing it to other companies and what they have in their oils, and we can see that ours meet or exceed those same grades, right? So when someone's excited about their grade, that's great because we meet or exceed that grade, that level that they've created, right? And there's a lot of mysticism when it comes to oils because people are like, well, our oil is harvested only during a blue moon by leprechauns, and they do it singing a song, and that's what makes them so special. That's what we do. Do you guys do that? And you can say, that's awesome. I'm excited that you do that. That's wonderful. So all of those things, what that does is it just makes it a more effective oil, right? Yeah, that's awesome. So our oils meet or exceed the effectiveness of the oils that are out there. And then it ends the war. It ends the conversation. And then it's not a fight against therapeutic grade or certified pure therapeutic grade or all the other companies that are out there. It's we meet or exceed the level of effectiveness and purity of the other oils that are out there. And it ends the conversation, right? Isn't that cool?
It's awesome, and they're cheaper. So I think we've got that going for us as well. And, you know, I've been here for 6 years, and my belief in isogenics is so through the roof that all you have to do is tell me that, and that's good enough for me. Now, we do have some questions in the chat, so I'll let you glance at them before we close, because we have some really, really big oil people in here with little deeper questions. But what I really want to get to the heart of is, you know, I'm not in the business of trying to convince people that our oil is better than their oil, just like I'm not in the business of trying to convince you that my protein shake is better than yours. Like, this is not a convincing business. The goal here is that, just like we do with our nutrition, we have relationships with our clients, and we are simply trying to offer another layer of customer service to them by providing these essential oils that will help them. I mean, the content, Erica Federoff on a call told us she put it in her cleanse. So I was cleansing that day, so I put it in my cleanse the rest of the day with my daughter. Oh my gosh, it made the taste even better. It really, like, that kind of stuff is so exciting to people who are already using our nutrition. So try to get over the fact that we're debating. This is not a debate. We are just offering another layer of customer service. But what I'd love to hear your thoughts on is, how can the oils help us in our business? Like, how do you see this going? Do you see us having them at sip and samples, at smoothie bowl parties? Do you see us doing just oil parties, or do you just see adding them into what we're already doing?
You know, that's a phenomenal question. I would not do oil parties. I wouldn't do oil parties. And I'll tell you why. When I worked, and I can only speak to the times that I worked, the time that I worked at Young Living and doTERRA, our number one sellers were not oils. They weren't oils. They were other products. They were the vitamin products. They were the shake products in these oil companies. And the reason why is oils start conversations, don't they? I mean, you smell oils. Someone's using oils around you. You know, if someone offers to have you use oils, that starts a conversation. And a conversation then really is what opens people to health and wellness. So if you were to all of a sudden do an oil meeting and that was what you focused on, I think you would miss out on some great opportunity, because that's not even what the oil companies are doing. The oil companies are getting people started with oils and then getting them quickly started on vitamin packs and other things, right? Because it's hard to use an oil up as quickly as they would want you to. Now, I can go through a bottle of lemon or a bottle of peppermint in like a week or two. I can. But it'll take me a lot longer to go through frankincense or some of the other oils. It'll take me a lot longer to get through them. So the other oil companies know this, and so they're getting people on their nutrition. They're getting people on their vitamin packs. And so what I would do is I would include them in your sip and sample in a way that allows people to see the benefits that they have for them as it works with our nutrition. Like I said, there's no amount of oil I can rub on myself that will take the place of cleansing, of nutrition, of hydration, of rest, right? But they're phenomenal. Now, what's cool about oils, if I smell an oil, and if you've got oils, does anyone have oils right there with you and wants to experience this with me real quick? Pull out your peppermint oil, okay? Pull out your peppermint oil. I see some people grabbing theirs. You put the peppermint, rub it on your hand, rub it together like you're activating it. Now you're going to put it over your face, but you're not going to touch your face. And I want you to breathe in deeply for 3 to 5 seconds, okay? So do that now. Now what's happening is that automatically hits my lizard brain, okay? It goes through the olfactory gland. You don't have to know any of this, by the way. Forget what I'm telling you. I'm just telling you because it's interesting. It goes to your lizard brain, which is the seat of your emotions. It hits your lizard brain. It does that in about 20 seconds. Now, if you take a pill, let's say you take something to give you more energy, whatever it might be, it's going to take 20 to 30 minutes for it to go through your digestive system and give you that kick. But oils are different. You're going to smell that. It's going to kick in within about 20 seconds, and there's nothing you can do. It literally hijacks your brain. It hits your lizard brain, which is the seat of your emotions, and all of a sudden you feel better. If you just smelled some peppermint, are you feeling a little more alert, awake? You feel a little better, right? I see some smiles there. Now, it's something that you can't stop. It's going to happen whether you want it to happen or not. So the way that people will use this is they give people an experience because these are field products, and they're going to feel the oil work. And it starts a conversation that leads into larger wellness. I like to think of oils as a gateway. I wish there was a better word for this, a gateway drug to health and wellness. It really is a gateway to health and wellness because it starts conversations that leads to other conversations. So if you were all of a sudden to become an oil person, you would miss out on the foundation of health and wellness for people. Add oils to what you're doing, and it will only make it better because you can give someone an experience within 20 seconds. If you're walking around your office, if you work in an office or whatever it might be, and it's 3 o'clock and people are just tired, they're going for a candy bar or something like that, and we've got some stuff for them, e-shots and everything, but you can also put a drop of peppermint in their hands and say, rub it together and breathe it in deeply and tell me how you feel, right? Now that works with what we do, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. We're trying to provide a larger scale of health and wellness to all people, and oils help us to do that. They help us to give people experiences that literally grab the inside of their brain and give them that experience. So the good thing is about oils is that they are very fast, right? They work very quickly. The bad thing about oils is they don't last very long. So when it comes to oils, you would use them because it gives them a quick effect, but within an hour or two, I might need another shot of peppermint, right? So if they're not having the nutrition and the cellular cleansing and the foundation to their weight, it really, again, doesn't matter. They'll get short shot bursts of great feeling from the oil, but if they're not taking the foundational stuff, they're not taking care of that, it doesn't matter for the long term. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. In my time in oils, and I've been in oils for a long time, I have met extremely unhealthy people who use a lot of oils, but they're not taking care of the foundational pieces of their health and their wellness, right? So there's a lot of cool ways that people can use oils and what we currently have. And I'll even share some of the ways that I would recommend using these oils if you're just going to be sharing an oil. But one of the first ways I want to talk about content. Now this blend right here, this blend is really powerful. Now, this blend is to help people to get over their hangry pains, right? And that's something that happens, right? That's something that's going to happen. Now, you know how effective it is when people breathe in oils, how quickly it can work. And if someone is having a tough time on their cleanse days or even their shake days, they can put a little bit of this content in their hand, breathe it in deeply, and it's literally going to help them to feel better to get through some of that. They can also drink it, right? They can put it in their water, and it's going to help them get through their cleanse days and their shake days. It's going to help them get through that in a big way. It's proven to do so. And I have to tell you, it's one of my favorite oils. So that's the first oil that I would say works really, really well with what we're currently doing already. I would not sell a system without getting people the Content oil because of how quickly it takes care of their problem. You have gotten calls, and I know you've gotten calls either during someone's hanger pains or after they broke down and went for the Oreo or whatever it is they went for, and they said, it was too hard, I couldn't do it, right? This is like a little bit of self-control in a bottle, right? They can use this, and you can tell them with the Content, when you're feeling the hanger pains, you still want the benefit of nutritional cleansing, the benefit of shake days, so use Content to push yourself through it. We all know that the first time you cleanse, it's the hardest, right? Would you agree? Hey, people have horror stories about the first time they cleanse, right? So help them, give them something that's going to help them get through that. Now, this is on its own. This is pretty powerful, but there's a few other ways that I would use the products. So Ionics, one way I love to take my Ionics is with a drop or two of peppermint in my Ionics. It's a phenomenal way to take your Ionics. Have you guys tried that yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you have not tried it, will you commit that you will?
My husband's doing it every single day now. He loves it.
Scott's the man.
I know. He does what you say, John.
Now, the next one is Cleanse for Life. Now, Cleanse for Life, we all know, is really important. It's foundational to what we do because we need people to cleanse. Now, what I want to tell you is a little bit about lemon oil. Now, lemon oil does something fascinating in the human body. What lemon oil does is it boosts. Now, you don't have to remember this. Don't remember this word. Forget this word. Just remember that it boosts your body's ability to cleanse. But it boosts the glutathione levels in your liver, which improves your body's ability to cleanse, right? So if you're taking Cleanse for Life and you add lemon oil to Cleanse for Life, it's going to boost the cleanse's effectiveness. Isn't that cool? So this could be used. Maybe it isn't something you would use with someone right away if you know they've got a lot of cleansing to do, but this is something if people are plateauing or they need a little extra kick, is to add some lemon oil. Now, a lot of the toxins in our body come from man-made substances, right? Like petrochemicals, right? Does everyone know what petrochemicals are? Chemicals that come from oils, right? Not essential oils, but oils from deep under the ground, all of that. So I want to show you something that I think is really interesting and something that caught my attention when I first got into oils, when we're talking about the cleansing ability of oils. So lemon oil is very safe. Now, lemon oil, you don't want to put on your skin and go into the sun because it actually will increase the sensitivity of your skin to the sun. So you don't want to put it on your skin and go to the sun, but it's something that's safe to drink and to use in your water, to put in, and it flavors your shake. I love lemon oil. In fact, I love lemon oil. Lemon oil is phenomenal. There's nothing wrong with taking it internally, right? You're not taking too much. You're using it in the right amounts. It's phenomenal. Now, I've got a balloon here. Okay? Now, a balloon is made from petrochemicals, isn't it? Right? Petrochemicals, things that are not organic. And I've got some lemon oil. Let me just show you what happens when I put a drop, one drop. This is one drop.
Oh, Jesus.
That's how quickly it happens. So when I talk about cleansing, lemon oil would be a phenomenal oil to use while you're cleansing or to take with Cleanse for Life because it's going to boost the cleansing abilities of your body. It's a little bit like Seek and Destroy. It goes through your body and it breaks down the petrochemicals, and it does it like that, right? But it doesn't cause you any damage, right? You are made of carbon. It's not going to break you down. You're an organic material, so it's safe to use. So that's a great way to show people the value of using lemon oil to cleanse. Now, you can do that. Just go buy rubber balloons, and you can show people it. The one thing I would do, though, is put some lemon oil in water and drink it beforehand so people aren't scared of taking it internally, thinking that they will pop if they take lemon oil internally. It will not make you pop. You will be just fine, right? And it tastes great. So the other one that I want to talk about is e-shots. Now, e-shots, we all love our e-shots. But sometimes we want to add a little something else to that e-shot. We want to give it a kick. Now, peppermint is a phenomenal way to give your e-shot a little kick. Don't use too much of it, like a drop in your e-shot. Mix it up, shoot it. You're going to feel it. Lemon as well is going to give you a kick. You're going to love that. It's going to give you energy. But there's one other that I want to talk about that you can add to your e-shots, and that's frankincense oil. Now, who here has used frankincense oil? I love it. I love it. Now, when I first smelled frankincense oil, I thought it was just disgusting. And I thought, this smells like the way I would assume an old smelly rock would smell like. It's not great. It comes from resin. It comes from the frankincense tree. And the frankincense tree, by the way, has to grow 8 to 10 years before it gets to a point where they can score the outside of it and then take the resin off of it and then finally get the oil from the resin. But there's something that's fascinating about frankincense oil. Frankincense promotes the feeling of calm while also allowing you to stay alert and focused. Now, have you ever taken so much caffeine or other stuff so you're feeling really excited, you are just raring to go, but you can't actually focus? Who here has had that feeling before? Yeah. So sometimes having energy is not the best thing because you might have a ton of energy, but you got no direction for that energy, no focus for that energy. So adding frankincense to an e-shot will help to promote an energetic feeling because you're taking it with an e-shot, but it'll also allow you to have a calm feeling and focus because it's frankincense, right? Now, lavender is different. When you use lavender will actually slow down your mind's function, which can be really good because sometimes you want to de-stress at the end of the day, right? But you don't want to take it during the middle of your work day. You don't want to be smelling lavender in the middle of your work day or you will get nothing done, okay? Because it slows everything down. You're not able to focus as well with lavender, but you can still have the calm with frankincense and keep your focus high, which is really powerful.
And we're all going to need lavender after your little balloon experiment because all of us jumped in the screen.
I apologize. That's on me. Yeah. I apologize.
You were the only one that jumped.
I knew it was coming too. Oh.
So also with hydrate, as you're taking hydrate, which is great, it's replacing the electrolytes and everything, you can flavor the hydrate with a little lemon oil. That's a phenomenal way to do it. And with your shakes, you can add some lemon oil to your shakes. You can add peppermint oil to your shakes, some lavender to your shakes if you'd like. Or what's really nice is some content to your shakes, okay? So that can be a great way. Katie, you've got a beautiful family. I just want you, or Kathy, you've got a beautiful family. I want you to know that. Beautiful family. So I want to talk then about using this in your everyday. Now, your everyday, you're going to have a lot of reasons why you would want to use oils because you've got a lot that you have to get through. In your full day, there's a lot to get through and a lot to experience in a full day. Would you agree? Now, I personally use a lot of oils every day, so I'm going to tell you how I use my oils. Now, we've all got the different oils that we have out there that we're using, but I start my day off with a little defense shield, right? I'll diffuse defense shield with my family. I diffuse it for my little boys. I've got a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old, and they're off to school, and I I love my children. I love children, but children are carrier monkeys, aren't they? I mean, their hands are in all the stuff, and so I want to fortify my family so their immune system is built up. So every morning I have defense shield, and I have that diffusing around the kitchen table. I also put this on their feet. I use content because I'm always trying to cut down a little bit more as is possible. I use that throughout my day. I'll put that in my shake as well, but I also breathe it. Tea tree oil is a purifying type oil. It's one you can use on your skin, on your scalp. That's one that you don't want to take internally, but it's one that you can carry with you. Now, eucalyptus is one that you'll also not want to take internally, but it's one that you can keep with you. A lot of times people get stuffed up, you have a hard time breathing, and it's a great one to use for that. Lavender is phenomenal to help you rest at night, to help you slow down at night. I wouldn't take it just before you go to bed. Take it a little bit before you go to bed so you can really start to get that effect and really start to relax into it. Lemon oil, I would keep on you all the time. This is a phenomenal way to share the oil because if you're out to lunch or out to dinner with other people, you can put some lemon oil in your water. You can drink that water, and people are going to ask, what did you just do? What did you put in your drink? What was it you just put in your drink? Why did you put something in your drink? And it starts conversations. Peppermint oil is a phenomenal oil that you want to keep around, especially to boost your energy. Airway is one of our phenomenal blends. This is one that you'll want to use. Now, I use this when I get out of the shower and I'm open and everything, and I will rub it on my chest. I will always put Airway on my chest. It's another one you don't want to take internally, but you can put on your chest. And then Tumbliss is a great blend. This is one that you don't want to be without because people oftentimes have upset stomachs or other issues with the digestion, and that can help in a big way. You can take it internally, you can even rub it on outside, and it's pretty phenomenal. Now, the best way to share these oils, and I've said this many, many times to many, many people, but I want you to really, really listen to this. The best way to share the oils is to use the oils. The best way to share the oils is to use the oils. If you're not using the oils, you're not going to know how to use it with other people. Now, I've shared just some of the ways that I quickly will use oils throughout my day, right? And that's come through from experience. And there's a lot of other ways that I use these oils as well. There's going to be other ways that you find that you enjoy the oils because you've experimented with them, you've played with them, you've not been afraid of them, right? You've tried out some different things with the oils and you found what works for you. And then when you have a passion for it and an excitement for it, you're going to be much more willing to share it with other people. So if you want to sell oils, use the oils, right? Now, I know that we've got a lot of people who are on here who use oils themselves. So I know that you've got a lot of opportunity for training in the future. But my one warning is don't become confused. Don't become intimidated. There is not a wrong way to use the oils as long as you're not sticking it in your eyes or drinking some of the oils internally. The way I like to think about oils is this. You've been trained, in Western culture, we've been trained that when something's wrong, we take a pill. And I'm not talking about prescription pills. I'm talking about over-the-counters. I'm talking about I've got something I want to solve quickly, I take a pill, right? And that's the usage format. That's the modality is I take a pill. And so everything is in pill form, right? Well, when we're trying to get more natural, when we're trying to take control of our health a little bit more than we have previously, there's different modalities we have to learn, but we can still get great effect from it. So you're used to taking a pill potentially, right? You're used to just taking a pill and that works. I want you to get used to rubbing the oil in your hands and smelling it, and you might get the same effect. I want you to get used to diffusing the oil, right? I mean, that'll calm down your whole family. I want you to get used to putting it in some water or putting it in a capsule and taking it, right? Think about it when you're using oils to think, I'm not going to be just imprisoned by the pill mentality. I'm not going to be imprisoned by the only way I know how to take care of something is to pop a pill. And I'm not talking about prescriptions. I'm talking about other stuff. So when you're using oils, think, I'm just learning a new modality, a new way to take care of my health and my wellness. And that includes putting it on topically, diffusing it, and taking it internally. Cool?
Cool. Awesome. A couple questions that have been rolling in. It's a busy chat tonight. I'm so excited. We've got so many people so engaged. The pet issue comes up a lot, and you hear very different arguments. Yes, they're safe. No, they aren't. I've used them forever with my pets. And so what is Isagenix's stance on that? And then after that, Jon, if you can handle compliancy and medical claims, I think those are two hot issues I'd love to cover.
Yeah, great questions. Phenomenal questions. So first of all, with any pet, I would not diffuse in a small space, no matter what the oil or what the pet is. Their bodies are much smaller systems than yours. They're not going to be able to handle as much. So if you have a pet in a small area, I wouldn't diffuse in that small area. It's okay to diffuse around most pets if it's in a larger area, but you need to do your own research for the pet, right? Some cats do have some reactions with some of the oils, right? Some dogs have some reactions with some of the oils. Dogs do not have as many reactions to the oils as cats do, but that's something you have to look up. Birds and other animals, you have to look it up. And I wish there was just an easy way to say this is how it works for all the pets, but it just doesn't work that way. However, there are some great ways that if you have done some research, and it's as easy as Googling it, really, I'm not kidding, you will still get great information, especially at least when it comes to oils and pets, by Googling it, right? I've got a medium-sized dog. Can I use lavender around the dog, right? That kind of stuff. So that will help you to know whether or not you can use a specific oil with your pet. Now, when you're using the oils with the pet, like for instance, I mean, most people have dogs or a cat, but let's just talk about dogs. You don't want to put it on a place on that on your dog where they could lick it off or get it off quickly, because they will, right? So the best place that I found is right on their back of their neck, because they can't reach it, they can't lick it off, they can't scratch it off. And so, for instance, if you've got a dog that would be okay with lavender, you could put just a little bit of lavender, and small amounts with pets, by the way. You don't need to go hog wild with oils when it comes to your pets, but a small amount on the back of their neck is the best place to put it. And most oils are safe. Most oils are okay, but there are some cats that have difficulties with some of the oils. So I wish there was just an easy way to say, hey, with all pets, this is fine. It's not. You'll have to do some research for your pets, but that's the best way to be safe. Pets do react really, really well with essential oils. They do. I've got a puppy, and she loves the oils, right? And that's been good. But I, of course, did my research. I checked out. She's a small Boston Terrier, so I did some research and made sure that it would work, all the oils with her. And so I've done my research. Make sure you do your research for your specific pet, okay, just to be safe. If you've got snakes, whatever it might be, just do your research so you're doing the right thing for your pet. Now, when it comes to being compliant, I actually want to tell you a story. Now, I've been in oils for a bit, and I was meeting with someone to talk about the oils that we offered. And when I sat down with this individual, he was agitated, to say the least. He was agitated. We were sitting down to lunch to talk, and he was kind of frustrated with me at the very beginning. And I hadn't even met this guy. And I thought, well, maybe he's got something against redheads, or I don't know. It could be anything, right? It could be absolutely anything. And he was kind of frustrated. And I was talking about the oils and talking about how to use them and everything. And he finally just kind of cut me off, and he said, listen, are you going to say that this is going to help my child's neurological issue? It was a specific issue. He said, are you just going to say that these are going to help with that neurological issue? And I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We can help with some of the symptoms, but absolutely not. The oils do a lot of things, but they don't do everything. This isn't going to heal that. And he finally calmed down and relaxed and kind of opened up, like he'd been holding on to something. And he kind of opened up, and he said to me, there's someone in my neighborhood who reached out to me because of what my son was going through, and said that if I use this oil or these blends of oils, they would heal my son. And he said, and it hurt so badly because she didn't realize all that we'd put into counseling for him, all they'd put into medication for him, all they'd put into his dietary restrictions, all that they'd put in, all the work and the effort that they had put in to helping him, and it was just going to be fixed with oils. So he was offended that someone would make such a claim, and it hurt him emotionally and deeply. There's reason to do that when it comes to oils. Oils can do a lot of cool things, but they can't do everything. So as you're talking, speak compliantly. Don't say these are going to heal things. They don't heal things. You heal yourself, right? Oils are phenomenal. They can make you feel things. They can help you get through your day. They can help you relax at night. They can do some amazing things. They really can. But don't be non-compliant. Don't tell people it's going to do things that we're not telling you. You can tell them it does, because it's going to frustrate people and it's going to hurt people. And it's actually created a lot of problems for the other two companies that are out there, because they built a lot of their business off of making wild claims. And we don't want to do that, because people have put a lot into their health and wellness. And we don't want to tell them, oh no, I can fix that. I've got an oil that's just going to all of a sudden fix that. It's wrong. And we don't do it here. Oils can do a lot of things, but they can't do everything.
I love how you said they can help the symptoms. We can help with the symptoms, but yes, and just like our nutrition, we make no medical claims. We need to do the same thing here with the oils. Jon, can I ask one last question and then let you end however you want? A lot of chat is going on about ingestion, and I've used oils for over 8 years, and even though some of the oils I used, they said that you could ingest them, I wasn't. I knew what oils did and what oil helped with a headache or whatever symptom I might be having, but I never felt comfortable ingesting them. And then when I heard about ours, I just, of course, trusted Isogenic, so I started ingesting them. So I'm brand new to that. Some people were asking in the comments, how do we educate on ingestion if people like me didn't know that it was safe to ingest?
Great question. So to give you some background, I need to talk just briefly about the history of oils so you understand where ingesting versus not ingesting comes from, because it's a pretty heated debate in essential oils, right? And there's actually two camps of thought that have come from two different regions of Europe. So during World War I, essential oils have been around for 5,000 plus years, right? They was in the Egyptian tombs. They've been around for a very long time, but they really started coming back around World War I in Europe because there was some different doctors that were using it with the soldiers. So there was a group of doctors in France that started using it with the soldiers in France, and then there was a nurse that started using it with the soldiers in England. So there's really two medical backgrounds to essential oils. In France, it came from doctors, and in England, it came from a nurse. Now, this nurse, being a woman, back then, it was very difficult for a woman to get a medical degree. So she was the one who was really pushing the research and everything in essential oils in England at the time, and because she was a nurse, she did not have the right to prescribe people to take something internally. So most of the research done that comes out of England is aromatic research. Now, a lot of the research that comes out of the French line of medical thought on essential oils is actually taking it internally. You can go to a pharmacy in France, and they will give you oil blends to take. You can have a doctor in France prescribe you essential oils to take and to take internally, right? So the whole background started from World War I, and it started from a nurse who was unable to prescribe oils to be taken internally in England, and doctors who were able to prescribe oils to be taken internally in France. So there's this venous push between the two. And when it comes down to it, there are some oils you can take internally and some oils you can't take internally. And that's really what it comes down to. So if someone says, no, you can never take any oils internally, then whether they know it or not, they've actually learned from the British school of thought, which was from a woman who probably wanted to be a doctor, wasn't able to be a doctor, but so she wasn't able to prescribe it to be taken internally, right? From the French line, they're very open about taking it internally. What we say is, we don't want you to take tea tree internally, eucalyptus internally, or airway internally, right? Those are oils, and we've talked to some of the four most authorities on essential oils in the industry, and those are the ones that they recommend not taking. Now, I've taken those internally previously. I'm weaning off of it because I wasn't trained on that, but those are the oils that I just will limit my intake, or I won't take internally going forward. But those aren't oils you really want to take internally anyways. They don't taste great. Just so you know, I'm not missing out on anything by not taking eucalyptus internally. So when people say, all right, I have been trained, you don't ever take oils internally. You can say, yeah, you're right. There are some oils that you don't want to take internally, but there are some oils that are beneficial for you. Now, one thing that they may not know is that they have been taking essential oils internally for a long time. They've already been doing that. A lot of the food flavorings that we have come from essential oils. Toothpaste, a lot of that flavoring comes from essential oils. So they are taking essential oils internally. They just don't know it, that they're taking it internally, right? So that's kind of the history on where it came from. And the best answer is, you're right. There are some you can't take internally, but there are some you can take safely internally.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. And to wrap up the call tonight, what can you leave us with, like, big picture wise? I know, I think there's a big Facebook Live tomorrow that's going to be coming up at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So they should be tuning into Isagenic's business on Facebook, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I don't know if you're able to share anything. They just, big picture wise, how can oils help everyone that's on this call tonight really wanting to grow their business?
Absolutely. What I would tell you to use oils to build your business, keep to the foundational pieces that we have and add an oil each day. Challenge yourself to use one new oil a day in a new way. Challenge yourself to try it out and know completely oils are phenomenal, but you need to have the foundation of nutrition and cleansing, hydration and sleep. All of that you cannot replace with any amount of oils. But oils are so fun. I love oils. They are so much fun. So try a new oil every day. Pick an oil, stick it in your pocket and say, I'm going to try this today. I'm going to use this today. Read the little booklet. It's a teeny little booklet. And read about the one oil you're going to use that day, and then challenge yourself to share it with somebody, right? It's a great way to open people up to health and wellness, because when you share an oil with them, they get an immediate effect. So add it to what you're currently doing. Don't replace what you're currently doing. Let this be the cherry on top to what you're currently doing. Cool?
Very cool. And I love the vision at Celebration, how we're really taking care of every part of our body. I mean, really healthy mind and body here. And the oils are just such a great add-on to what we're already doing. All right, Jon. Well, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you, and I'm going to get comments and feedback back to you along with the recording link so that you can share it with anyone else, because I'm sure people are knocking down your doors to do calls with them. So if this can save you anytime, I'd be happy to do that. But thank you so much for being with us. Anything else you want to say on closing here?
No, just I want you all to know that I did this especially for Cindy because of my love for her. She's amazing. So you are in a wonderful place with an amazing leader. Cindy is awesome. Let's give Cindy a big round of applause, everybody.
Oh, let's give Jon a round of applause, everybody. We love you. You're the best. Lots of great comments here in the chat, and I can save those for you, so I'm going to send them to you. Everybody loved you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Happy oils, and get on the Facebook Live tomorrow. See ya. Thanks, Jon.